So in the years of doing YouTube, I've had an insane amount of just comments from people that really make me question what the average IQ actually is in Western countries. So I essentially have been making videos about gaming for a long while. When Call of Duty, started implementing their skill-based matchmaking system, I started talking about it. I said, "Well, this system is real," because people, for some reason, believed that it wasn't. So I made videos saying, it's real. I feel it. Here's, some gameplay of some shit, and this is why it's bad. This is what it's going to do to the game long term. And I actually had comments from people. I mean, these are removed because back then I would just remove every comment that I didn't like. I don't do that anymore, though, to be honest. But yes, I would get comments just relentlessly. In fact, the vast majority of my comments were people attempting to gaslight me into thinking that skill-based matchmaking did not exist in Call of Duty. In fact, mainstream YouTubers like Drifter were parroting the sentiment. They were saying that skill-based matchmaking was not in Call of Duty. If you believed it was, you were just delusional. You just had to get better at the game. You were just simply bad, apparently. So as time went on, people actually eventually found out that, skill-based matchmaking is real, and those people suddenly dried up. And I turned out to be correct. My anecdotal feelings and evidence, which people were, loved highlighting, it's just anecdotal. Well, my anecdotal feelings about the game, about, the algorithm clearly being a thing, ended up being vindicated. I was right. I was completely fucking right. And then later on down the line, when Overwatch went free to play and Overwatch 2 came out, I said that the whole microtransaction system was going to hurt the game in the long run. It was going to lead to, players leaving, player retention going down, player spending going down. I think I said that, essentially the whole Battle Pass item shop thing just wasn't a good move. I mean, just knowing Overwatch players, that was not a good move. They would have made more money if they just kept updating Overwatch 1 and filling the loot boxes with new things. And people just loved filling my again, it's about 40% of the comments at the time. They loved filling my comment section with comments just saying that I'm wrong. Like, the Battle Pass system and the item shop system, they're objectively better. They make objectively more money, and free-to-play is the way to go. Free-to-play is the way, and, well, I ended up being right. Turns out later on in the line, they released some sort of financial thing. If I recall correctly, it took Overwatch 2 over a year to make what Overwatch 1 made, and literally, I think, a couple months of it being out. And, that's mostly game sales. That's just a given. But it goes to show that the free-to-play model is not actually as profitable on average as the paid model with a fairer microtransaction system. You make more money just making a good game instead of essentially, chain mailing all the fucking cosmetics behind these massive fucking paywalls that nobody pays for. But whatever. What do I know, right? But anyways, I ended up being right about that. I also made videos being very critical of modern Rockstar Games. I had a lot of doubt and criticism about Grand Theft Auto 6 and the current direction of Rockstar. And I remember at the time I made a video that went pretty viral, at least, in relative to my channel size. I think it got 14,000 views or something, which is insane. My most viewed video so far. I simply said that the whole expanded and enhanced GTA Online thing, or GTA 5, remaster, was a fucking scam. Do not buy it, etc. I just made a giant rant video about Rockstar. I said that Rockstar was going to continue going down a really bad route, and I was right. People, said I was wrong, and I made videos saying that the GTA Trilogy remaster was going to be a scam. It was going to be a horrible trilogy remaster. It was not going to run very well. It was not going to be a very faithful remaster at all. I even predicted the fucking price. People said, it'll be $30, it'll be $30. And I said, no, it'll be full price. It's going to be the full price. And I was correct about literally everything. Despite the fact that in the comment section, which, unfortunately, they were all deleted, I should have left them all up, honestly. I was spammed with comments saying that I was just a hater. I had no idea what I was talking about. A lot of personal insults, by the way, in all these comment sections. I haven't mentioned that, but I was actually insulted the most out of all the negative comments. Just straight up personal insults. And yeah, kind of crazy, right? But people said the Trilogy Remaster thing, I was going to be wrong about it. Just watch, Rockstar always delivers. And well, the thing came out, and it was a steaming pile of actual fucking dog shit. Almost nobody bought it as far as I know. And they just now finally got to actually fixing it, which I think it came out 3 years ago. I could be wrong on that date. I don't keep track of this because I don't care about what Rockstar really does anymore. But yeah, I was right about that too. The whole point of this monologue here is to kind of just paint a scenario in people's heads here. If someone is right over and over and over and over again, they certainly are going to likely be right about things in the future. So I made a video, right, talking about why XDefiant died. And by the way, I'm not claiming to know everything about XDefiant or why it died, but I simply stated that, you know, pretty early on into the game being live, a lot of people were essentially making, you know, posts and comments online, especially Reddit, stating that the movement was turning them off from the game. The crazy movement shooter spam nonsense was actually turning them off from the game. And this wasn't just a couple of people, this was a lot of people. In fact, a lot of posts that talked about the movement were some of the most liked or upvoted posts on the entire subreddit. It was a very popular sentiment. Nobody liked the movement, right? So I say this in the video. And I simply just state that people quit because of this pretty early on. And I gave my own story of why I quit. You know, I thought it was going to be like a classic Call of Duty thing and ended up not being it. So I just quit. I just got bored of it. I was like, you know, fuck this. And I was also talking about how, despite, you know, me not liking Call of Duty because of the skill-based matchmaking, I actually contemplated buying Call of Duty just to get a semi-normal FPS fix, you know, knowing that I could reverse boost instead of dealing with whatever XDefiant had going on. Despite me loving the core design of XDefiant, I could not stand the movement. Yes, I've used a movement before. I probably should have said that in the video that I made, but I've used the crazy movement before. It is as easy as binding jump to L1 and crouch to R3. It is literally that easy. It is the easiest thing in the world, and it takes no skill. You just spam a button while aiming and shooting, and spamming this button makes it to where the netcode breaks and bullets start going through you and not doing damage. Apparently that makes you skillful. Whatever, right? So instead of being selfish and you know, continuing to exploit this play style for my own gain, which I did plenty of, believe me, I decided to start talking about the fact that it was a fucking problem, that it had to be fixed because it was driving a lot of people away, and my concern was the game dying, because if it died, it would set a pretty bad precedent for the FPS community. I am not a fan of skill-based matchmaking, at least nothing that's like too heavily implemented. I am more of a fan of connection-based matchmaking, like what we had for the most part back in the prime era of Call of Duty. So my main concern is not my experience, it is not how well I do in the game, it's not my fucking KD ratio. It is the long-term viability of the game. Like, how long will this game survive? That kind of shit. Right? I was concerned about that. And me simply talking about why people quit makes people just leave comments like, oh, this is cope, skill issue, this and that. And it's like, okay. Are you just going to tell that to everybody who quit the game? You know, like they just have to get better at the game instead of just, you know, realizing that there's a problem. The game is hemorrhaging players for a reason. You can't tell every single person, who the vast majority of them are just casual gamers. You can't tell them all to just adapt and also play this cancerous way to mitigate the fucking problem. It's better to just talk about it, make the developers fix it, and you have a fucking better game for everybody. And the game doesn't die, keeps making money, keeps getting updates. everybody has a smile ear to fucking ear, and you have a game to play. But instead, let's run the fucking game into the ground until it's shut the fuck down, and then hop to the next game, parasitize on that until it fucking dies, then claim it's just everybody else's problem. You see where I'm getting at here? There's like a weird low IQ, and I genuinely mean this. There is a genuine low IQ echo chamber in the gaming community, particularly in the multiplayer FPS genre. There's an echo chamber. There are a lot of low IQ retards who just parrot whatever their famous, their favorite famous YouTuber says, or Twitch streamer, like, oh, movement's good, bro. Movement's good, bro. When in reality, the vast majority of people are never going to like it, okay? If you want to argue that a PC game could have good movement, fine, dude. Everybody's on an equal playing field. Everybody has a fucking giant space bar the size of their fucking small cock right there that they could tap and jump and bunny hop everywhere they want. In Control, as a crouch button, everybody's on an even playing field. They all could crouch spam, jump spam, whatever. But on console, that's when things fucking change. Console players are inherently more casual. The vast majority of them do not have modded controllers with fucking paddles in the back. They do not have a Cronus Zen, which gives them like auto jump or spam jump scripts, spam crouch scripts as well. A majority of them just have default button binds. They have to take their right thumb off of their fucking aiming stick to manually hit jump and then readjust their thumb back onto the aiming stick. Meanwhile, they're facing people that are jump spamming, crouch spamming while aiming, while using a meta weapon, while taking the game as seriously as fucking humanly possible. And we're supposed to believe that this game dying and many other like it is their fault, and not the faults of the people that are actively exploiting these movement mechanics. Anyways, that's it for this video. Peace.